Welcome back to War Stories. My name, of course, is Ryan Smeltz, and today we are talking about MEPS again. So where we left off yesterday, I had gone to the hotel and woke up at 0 dark 30 to start my MEPS adventure, and we left off where I talked to the liaison, who, as I described, was essentially someone who appeared to be a civilian. Obviously, they were probably a DoD employee of some type, and their job was to fill slots. So this is where I believe that a lot of people felt their recruiter lied to them, because they, and I mean, to be honest with you, back then, I had just turned 18, I believe. So I wasn't necessarily the most confident person, and I wouldn't say that um, I wouldn't say I would allow myself to get walked all over either. But essentially, what happened is, uh, if you remember listening to the last episode, my recruiter told me PFC MP with a $6,000 bonus. That was based off of Eagle Scout, 1 year of college, and just the job that I had chosen. And when I got to the liaison, he said, "Well, you're going to be a PV2. Uh, something about paperwork. I don't know." He said, "We don't have any bonuses available, and MP is all full, so you're going to be a cook." And that's essentially where I started to stand up and walk out. Now, my intent on standing up and walking out was to basically go see if my recruiter was out there, talk to him, talk to my parents, figure out like what is going on here. But I think he took it as I was leaving, because he started yelling after me, "Hold up, hold up, wait, come back, sit down, sit down, sit down. Let me see what I can do." I was like, "That's interesting." So I sat down and I waited. And first, he got on the phone. I want to say he talked to my recruiter, but maybe just somebody back at my recruiting station. Um, held a conversation, told me, "Hey, go in that little room over there. There's a fax machine. Could be a fax coming off it." That was a thing back then in 2005. So I went over in the little room. It was like just a little copy room, kind of, and fax came off the fax machine. I grabbed it and took it over. In getting it off the fax machine and bringing it over to him, I glanced at it and it said pre-basic task list. And then I very quickly skimmed over what was on there and the initials beside it. So basically, what happened is, me having been in the delayed entry program, I was able to do pretty much everything on that list. But I guess Eagle Scout and college was not allowed to be stacked. So it was not like Eagle Scout got you PV2 and college got you PFC. It was Eagle Scout or college got you PV2, and that was it. The pre-basic task list was allowed to be stacked to get you up to PFC. So where I was under the impression, and that's where, once again, a lot of people say the recruiter lied to them. I don't believe he lied to me. I think he just misinterpreted the rules. So he was under the impression you could stack them, and he was wrong. However, when the liaison made that phone call, he essentially went back and just, got the list of things we had already done, signed off on it. I mean, a 111 assessment was on there, and I distinctly remember doing that because I think, for the pre-basic task list and to kind of start the process, you were supposed to run a mile in 8 minutes and 30 seconds. And when I got finished, he told me I finished in 8 minutes and 30 seconds. And that's when not only did I learn that I am a slow runner, I always have been. Even when I work on my speed, I'm still slower than pretty much everyone else. But I also learned what pencil whipping is, because I feel like I may have come in at 8:31 or 8:35, and he just wrote 8:30 on it. But either way, the push-ups, sit-ups, facing movements, DNC, all that stuff on the pre-basic task list was initialed off. Took it to the liaison, and I feel like he kept trying to coax me. But one of the things that he was talking about was like, all right, well, now you're getting PFC, but we're still going to have to put you in as a cook. And I'm like, well, that's not really going to work for me because that's not what we talked about. That's not why I'm here. That's the whole purpose behind why I'm here is I was asked, what do you want to be in the Army? I told them what I wanted to be, and that's what got me this far. So I don't really have any interest in being anything else. I guess he kind of got the impression that I would walk out again. I don't think I did that more than once, but either way, he says, hold on a second, gets on the phone, calls Fort Leonard Wood, and to this day, I'm convinced that some of those phone calls were unnecessary. I do think that the phone call to the recruiter was kind of, hey, you've got this guy here, you told him PFC, why do I not have the supporting documents to make him PFC? And the recruiting station was like, oh shit, we're about to lose one. Let's knock this out real quick and send it over. So pencil whip number 2. But the phone call he made to Leonard Wood, allegedly, and said, oh, they still have a couple slots left for MP. I don't know. I just feel like he could have made that decision without making that phone call. Because plus, once I got there, there were what is called hold unders. So essentially people that had gone through MEPS, through in processing at the 43rd Battalion at Fort Leonard Wood, and got to the training unit, and they were just in limbo. Basically, I guess area beautification and push-ups. I don't know. I have no idea because I wasn't a hold under. I got there on day 0. But they were already there, and they kind of helped us with like, hey, this is how you make your bed. This is how you walk, how you stand, what you're supposed to do. Don't go anywhere without a battle buddy. So they were essentially waiting for the training unit to fill, which tells me that there were openings. So I just feel like he didn't necessarily have to make that phone call. But either way, made that phone call. So now I'm a PFC. I'm an MP. I don't remember what he did for the bonus. Maybe that was an additional piece of paper. But my recruiter told me PFC, MP, $6,000 bonus. And of course, you have to wait till you complete training and get to your unit, fill out some more paperwork. But by that time, that's when I got my bonus. So, yeah, I got the job I chose, the rank I chose, or that I was told I would get based off of what I had going in. And so that's kind of how I made sure my recruiter didn't lie to me. The rest of MEPS is pretty much we went in, did the ceremony, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I've like got my shirt tucked into my jeans and everything, and I don't remember, but I feel like maybe I was sworn in by a Navy officer. I'm not 100%, but after I got sworn in, we went to the desk, and they were like, here's your travel itinerary, your plane tickets, this, that, and the third, and there was a small group, I want to say maybe like 3 of us, headed to Fort Leonard Wood from Raleigh. And so what they did is they took the highest ranking person and put them in charge. And because I was qualifying for PFC, that was me. So they essentially gave me all the tickets and the meal vouchers, like, here's the stuff for your group, you're in charge. At which point I turned around and was basically like, here's your plane tickets and meal vouchers. If you lose them, that's on you. So I'm in charge of a group of like 3 of us, including me. And then, we said our goodbyes to our families and whatnot, got on the bus, and the bus took us to RDU. And from RDU, we went out to Fort Leonard Wood. I don't think there was a layover, but I kind of remember getting off the plane. They kind of corralled us into the USO in the airport. Um, and that's where we basically stood by for the bus until they came to pick us up. So on that day, I believe I woke up, around 4:30 in the morning, maybe, depending on when I started at MEPS. And I think I landed at Fort Leonard Wood, or the airport right by there, and got to the USO. Probably pretty close to, I would say, 8 o'clock at night, maybe 10 o'clock at night. Um, not using the 24-hour time yet, because hadn't gotten into the swing of things. But next, we're going to talk about the 43rd, basically getting scooped up at the USO and in process on Fort Leonard Wood. Once again, if you enjoy this segment, if you enjoy this show, leave us a 5-star review. It helps bump the podcast up so other people find it. And subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Tell your friends to subscribe as well. I'm really looking forward to kind of walking through this journey, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. My name is Ryan Smelts, and I will see you on tomorrow's episode of War Story.